YouTube, what's good, family? I decided I want to weigh in with my opinion on Taramps. Well, everybody talks all this crap about Taramps. This is only the third one that I've owned. I've had a HD. The HD sucked. It really did suck ass. I ain't gonna lie to you. But there was a HD 3K. Well, everybody talks about how it's cheap made, Brazilian. Everybody talks about how it gives I guess you would say dirty signal. Well, my opinion, like I said, my opinion is that these amps may give dirty power, but they give a lot of power. And it depends on how far you turn up the gain. So therefore, with my experience, if you get one of these amps with the prices that they cost, make sure you got good power going to the amp and it's going to perform. Also, the trick that I have learned is buy one that's way bigger than what you need. No, this one isn't way bigger than what I need, but it's temporary. I'm going to get another one. Of course, it was all they had available. Literally, when I ordered this amp, this one amp was the only amp that they had in the warehouse, period. This is the half ohm model. It's an MD12000 half ohm. So that's why I bought this one. I needed one for the sundown show. It was the only thing they had. It was either buy this or not get anything, basically, I guess you would say, until after the show. So that's how I got this one. Well, like I said, my opinion is that if you give the amp plenty of power and you get one that's way bigger than what you need, say if you need 3,000 watts, buy one that's like a 5K. If you need 5,000 watts, buy an 8K. You know what I'm saying? That way, whenever you get it, you don't have to turn the gain sky high. As long as you don't turn the gain sky high, it usually doesn't clip and it stays clean. They sound awesome. Now, I heard people say they're nasty, dirty sounding on mids and highs. I have never once tried to use one on mids and highs or bought one for mids and highs, so I can't weigh in on that. But as far as the MDs, this is the second one I've had. And as far as the HD, I had that HD 3K. Well, like I said, the HD 3K, that shit was trash. Like, it was trash. Like, I can't even say anything else about it. It was just trash. The 8K I had, dude, it was awesome. Like, it was awesome. It still works. You already know my teammate got it or whatever on the Powerbase 3XLs. And it's beating the block still. He does 53s with 215. So it's an awesome amp. And like I said, as far as it being dirty or whatever and distorting and all that, if you get one way bigger than what you need, you don't have to turn it up nowhere near as high on the gain. And it usually solves that problem. And more than likely, if you're shopping for an amp, we know what amp if you car audio person, you know what amps cost. So in most cases, like say I needed a 5K, I needed 5,000 watts to run my system. Well, in most cases, I can get a MD 8K for cheaper than any brand 5K that's actually going to do 5K. So it's still a win-win to shot with Taramps. It's still a win-win. Everybody's like, oh man, it's cheap. It's Brazilian made. Dude, I don't give a crap who makes it. As long as it does the job, and at the end of the day, it's still not cheap. It's cheap compared to other brands, but it's still not necessarily cheap. You know what I mean? So if you can get an 8K amp for $500 or $450, whatever, and you only need 3,000, that means, if you only need 5,000, excuse me, that means you got 3,000 watts to play with on the max end, and you don't need that much power, so you don't have to turn it up, and it's going to stay clean sounding, and it's not going to work hard, so it's probably going to run cool, and it's probably going to last. Like, I don't know. Everybody says they're just no good, but I don't see it. I don't understand. I'm using them or whatever, and I don't get where they're coming from, besides the fact of they say it gives you the dirty signals or dirty sound or whatever. Mine don't sound dirty. Like, mine's solid. And like feedback and stuff like that, I really don't have much feedback or whatever. So that's my review on the MD12K. The only thing that I noticed about this amp when I first put it in here, now keep in mind, when I first put it in here, I was switching from the 8K. So all my wiring and stuff was up to par for the 8K. So it wasn't ready for the 12K. So when I first put it in here, running a half ohm, it got hot. Like, it got hot really fast. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it got hot fast. I'm talking about, like, you can fry eggs on it. Literally hot. Like, fast. Within, like, playing one song. But, like I said, that was because I didn't have everything ready yet. I had my system running off of 8K, and it was ready to run off of 8K. And I just hooked it up being anxious or whatever, instead of waiting and wiring it up. I can't wait. You know me. I'm impatient. I gotta hear bass. You know that. I can't go without my system. If my system's broke, it's got to be fixed somehow, some way, extremely fast. Y'all already know that. I had already, I think, went a couple weeks or something like that without an amp at all, so I didn't have no sound. So since I got it, it's like, yeah, put some power to this thing. Let's hear something. But like I said, the only complaint I've had, or the only problem that I've had with it, was it ran so hot before I added all this wire. You know what I mean? After I added all that wire and I added a battery, I didn't have to worry about it getting hot no more. Like, it hasn't clipped none or whatever as far as like clipping off. Yes, I have seen the clip indicator light flash whenever the power gets real low or whatever while it's playing. So yes, I have seen it clip as far as the light, but as far as clipping, as far as clipping and cutting off, I haven't had that problem, none. And like before, like I said, it would get so hot you could fry an egg on it, you couldn't even touch it really. I haven't had that problem anymore. Like, I'll run it all day. Literally, like, I might drive the Gastonia and beat it like all the way up the highway and all the way back, and it never clip or cut off or anything from the heat or anything like that. So my review on this amp is, for the money, you can't beat it. Now, if you do, I do recommend, like, if you buy MD12K or whatever, buy MD12K for a system that only needs 8K. You know what I mean? So you got the little bit extra power if you really, really need it, or if you want to burp it or something like that. But as far as listening to it all the time and not having to worry about it clipping and giving dirty sound and dirty signal and feedback and stuff, buy a 12K for the 8K system. I'm pretty sure this 12K costs freaking almost maybe almost half of what most big brand 8Ks are. Like you can get one of these 12Ks for, like, I don't know. Say for instance, no guys, I am not picking on Sundown today, but say for instance, you were going to buy a Sundown amp. Dude, a Sundown amp, you ain't going to get nothing but like 5,000 watts maybe for the price that you get this whole 12K for. So, I mean, you do the math. And more than likely, this 12K is going to last longer than your Sundown, like more than likely. So, I don't know. You do the math. You tell me, how does it make sense to shop other brands? We're all entitled to our own opinion, and that's my opinion. That's not a scientific fact or anything. That's my opinion based on my experiences. Am I saying this is the best amp in the world? Hell no. I ain't coming nowhere close to saying that. I'm just saying, hey, for the money, you can't beat it. And if you're worried about all the things everybody else says, to compensate for it, get one way bigger than what you need. You're still going to end up spending less money. So help yourself and get one way bigger than what you need and still keep rocking it. I did that box Chevy a few months ago. I put that Smart 3K on 218s. Is it maxing them out? No. Does it beat them all day? Does it sound clean? Do we have problems clipping and stuff like that? No, none of that. It just beats, sound good, no problems out of it. He hasn't called me with no complaints, not a one time since that car's been gone. And that's only a little 3K. That amp was less than $300 or right at $300 or something like that when we got it. Dude, most amps that's a 3K, like it costs way more than that. Most amps that is like a real 3K costs five-ish, just depending on the brand. So make sure you guys take that into consideration. Like I said, if you do want one, the only thing I recommend is get one bigger than what you need and make sure you have good power to supply it. And you should be all right. Like, share, subscribe, and keep them coming. Let me know in the comments what kind of video y'all want to see next. I'm sorry we ain't do no demos today. I figured y'all tired of seeing these resilience play. Y'all already know they do business. They handle their business. You know what I'm saying? So like, share, and subscribe, and let's get it.